Well, hello, and welcome to Thank God It's Sunday. It is the end of the day on Sunday, and my Sabbath has ended. Um, and yet today I did a little work together with my fellow church members um, on our new building. And, you know, in the Bible, there are, I think, at least a couple of accounts where Jesus is maybe one of them, at least, he's being confronted by the Pharisees, who are strict keepers of the law, um, of the law as it was presented um, in the Old Covenant, and without regard to uh, new Covenant, like spirit of the New Covenant. And so we will get into that. But suffice to say that they were confronting Jesus and saying, hey, your followers, your disciples are working on the Sabbath. You know, they're either getting someone's um, animal out of the ditch, or they were eating the grain in the fields because they're hungry, and that you're not supposed to do any of that harvesting, or and so Jesus tells them that it is actually lawful to help someone, or to do something helpful on the Sabbath. Basically, he says that the Sabbath was not made for man was not made for the Sabbath, but the Sabbath was made for man. So when we take our Sabbath, it is because God knows that we need that rest, that He knows that we need to stop our working to accomplish things, a day out of the week, and to lay it aside to consider that even God did this to demonstrate a Sabbath rest to us, right? So, because there's, not everyone takes the Sabbath when I do, and not everyone even takes the Sabbath, I think, in today's churches, just because it's not something that has been strictly implemented, uh, along with a lot of the other legalities of the old covenant, just things that were really necessary then. However, I do believe the Sabbath is important still today. But if there's someone that's needing to work on the Sabbath and needing your help because of something that is really important, like I helped a friend move because she needed that help on the Sabbath, or I helped my church to get it prepared because we needed to be able to welcome people into the building. And it's not, something that I would do as a norm during that time. So now, beyond that, I wanted to talk about Sunday and gathering and what the church is, and what the Bible says the church's purpose is, since it's Sunday. So the question I looked up an article on Got Questions, which I like to do, and the question was, what is the purpose of the church? Acts 2:42 could be considered a purpose statement for the church. Quote, they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to the fellowship, to the breaking of bread and to prayer. According to this verse, the purpose/activities of the church should be 1. Teaching biblical doctrine, 2. Providing a place of fellowship for believers, and 3. Observing the Lord's Supper, right, breaking bread, and 4. Praying. So with that, I would just like to say, please feel free to join in this conversation, to make comments on any of the subjects that I covered. The Sabbath, the keeping of the Old Testament, Old Covenant, because it does say that the law doesn't, God's not taking away one